Hello, good morning students. Today our topic is cells of immune system. As you know, immune system helps us to protect our body from various infection. So various different cells, they are involved in these reactions. So first cell is T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes, they are of two types, T helper cells and T killer cells. So first of all, we'll take up T helper cells. T helper cells, they are also known as CD4 cells. CD4 T helper cells are WBC that are essential part of human immune system. They are called helper cell because one of their main role is send signals to other type of immune cells, including the CD8 killer cells, which then destroy the infectious particle. They also activate B cells through cytokines to produce large amount of antibodies. If CD4 cells become depleted, for example, in untreated HIV infection or following immune suppression prior to transplant, the body is left vulnerable to wide range of infections. So, CD4 is the co-receptor on T cell receptor and assist the later in communicating with antigen presenting cell. So in this diagram you can see that CD4 consists of four loops, D1, D2, D3 and D4 with transmembrane segment and tail. The TCR complex and CD4 binds to different regions of the antigen presenting MHC class II molecule. CD4 binds with MHC class II molecule. The MHC class II molecule has two chains, that is alpha and beta. CD4 binds with beta 2 chain of MHC class II. Very important, D1 loop of CD4 binds with beta 2 chain of MHC class II. So T helper cells, they are basically helpful in various immune responses like activating the T killer cells for cytotoxic reaction, activating the B cell for production of large amount of antibodies, activating the macrophages for phagocytosis with the help of various cytokines secreted by them. Second cell is T killer cells or cytotoxic T cells. It is also known as CD8 T cell. CD8 is transmembrane glycoprotein that serves as co-receptor for T cell receptor in cytotoxic T cell. CD8, it has got two chains, alpha and beta. Both the chains, they have transmembrane segment and tail also. Like the TCR, CD8 binds to major histocompatibility complex molecule, that is MHC class 1. So CD8 binds with MHC class 1, which is present on all nucleated cells. CD8 alpha interacts with alpha 3 portion of class 1 MHC molecule. Class 1 MHC molecule has two chains, alpha chain and beta 2 microglobulin. Alpha chain is having three segments, alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3. So with alpha 3, alpha chain of CD8 binds or interacts. The affinity keeps the T cell receptor of cytotoxic T cell and the target cell bound closely together during antigen-specific activation. CD8 co-receptor also play a role in T cell signaling. The cytoplasmic tail of CD8 co-receptor interact with LCK. LCK means lymphocyte-specific protein tyrosine kinase. Once the T cell receptor binds to specific antigen LCK, phosphorylates the cytoplasmic CD3 and zeta chain of TCR complex, which initiates a cascade of phosphorylation, eventually leading to the activation of transcription factor. And ultimately, the cytotoxic T cells produce huge amount of perforins, which creates hole in the antigen presenting cell, thereby killing it. The third type of cell is B lymphocytes. B cells, they function in humoral immunity component of adaptive immune response. B cells produce antibody molecule. When a naive or memory B cell is activated by antigen, it proliferate and differentiate into antibody secreting effector cell known as plasma cell. B cell can directly bind with the antigen. So we have got two types of B cell. In first case, the B cell, it binds with the antigen and it leads to the production of antibody. It is known as T cell independent B cell activation. Second is T cell dependent B cell activation. In that case, the antigen binds with the BCR, but it fails to activate it. The antigen is processed in the B cell, then it is presented through MHC class II molecule on the B cell surface, and T helper cell binds with MHC class II molecule with the help of CD4. This activates the B cell. This leads to the production of huge amount of antibodies. So cytokines which are produced by the T helper cell, they help in activating the B cell for the production of antibodies. This is known as T cell dependent B cell activation. So BCR allows B cell to bind to specific antigen. B cell activation occurs in secondary lymphoid organ, that is SLO. Secondary lymphoid organs are spleen, lymph node, MALT. After B cell mature in the bone marrow, they migrate through the blood to secondary lymphoid organ, which receives a constant supply of antigen through the circulating lymph. Fourth important cell is mononuclear phagocytes. Mononuclear phagocyte system is also known as reticuloendothelial system or macrophage system. It is a part of immune system that consists of phagocytic cell located in the reticular connective tissue. The cells are primarily monocytes and macrophages, and they accumulate in the lymph node and the spleen. Macrophage diffuse in connective tissues and liver, and they are named differently. In liver, the macrophages, they are known as Kupffer cells, whereas in spleen and lymph node, they are known as histiocytes. In lungs, they are known as alveolar macrophages, and in the central nervous system, they are known as macroglial cells. The monocyte is formed in the bone marrow and are transported by blood, and it migrates to the tissue where it transforms to histiocytes or the macrophages. The mononuclear phagocytic system is a part of both humoral and cell-mediated immunity. The mononuclear phagocytic system has an important role in defense against microorganisms, including mycobacteria, fungi, bacteria, protozoa, and viruses. Macrophages remove senescent erythrocytes, leukocytes, and megakaryocytes by phagocytosis and digestion. In this diagram, you can see the structure of monocyte with bean-shaped nucleus and the larger portion, larger structure with large number of pseudopodia, the macrophage. The macrophages, they are formed from the activated monocytes. Now, in the second diagram, you can see the process of phagocytosis. The microbe, it enters into the phagocyte with the help of endocytosis and form phagosome. This phagosome fuses with the lysosome to form the digestive vacuole or phagolysosome. The lysosome, it secretes the enzyme on the bacteria or the microbe and digests it. The useful things, the useful chemicals, the molecules, they are absorbed by the cell, and the rest, they will turn to a residual body. This residual body with indigestible material is thrown out by exocytosis. This is the process of phagocytosis by mononuclear phagocyte. Next important cell is eosinophils. Eosinophils are granulocyte WBC that fights off certain parasites and infections in the vertebrates. When they are activated, eosinophils release cocktail of protein from their granules, including heparin. Like mast cell and basophil, their main targets are the parasites, and they are part causes of the syndrome like asthma and allergy. Eosinophil makes up 1 to 6% of WBC circulating in the body. They are similar in size to neutrophil but have reddish orange granules and are having bilobed nucleus. Eosinophil granules are important defender against large multicellular parasites such as worms and flukes. Their number increases during parasitic infections. Next cell is basophil. Basophils are types of WBC. They are least common among the granulocyte, representing only 0.5% to 1% of circulating white blood cells. They are the largest type of granulocytes. They are responsible for inflammatory reactions during the immune response, as well as the formation of acute and chronic allergy diseases, including anaphylaxis, asthma, atopic dermatitis, and hay fever. They also produce compounds that coordinate immune responses, including histamine, serotonin, and heparin. Histamine and serotonin induce inflammation, heparin that prevents the blood clotting. Basophil arise and mature in the bone marrow. When activated, basophil degranulate to release lipid mediators like leukotrienes and several cytokines also. And you can see one animation where the neutrophil, it comes out from the blood vessel towards the site of infection. That is, rolling of neutrophil is there, then diabetes that is coming out of neutrophil is there, and ultimately with the secretion of chemicals, the phagocyte, the bacteria is identified and it is phagocytosed. So leukocyte extravasation is shown by this diagram. That is, this neutrophil, it comes in contact with the blood vessel, then it is binded with it with the help of interleukin 8. It plays very important role. Selectin, it plays very important role. Then rolling of this neutrophil is there. Then the coming out of this neutrophil through the capillaries is there. Right? This process is known as diapedesis, and it reaches the site of infection where the phagocytosis is there in the case of the neutrophil. Next cell is the mast cell. Mast cell or mastocytes or labrocyte is a resident cell of connective tissue that contains many granules rich in histamine and heparin. It is a type of granulocyte derived from myeloid stem cell that is a part of immune and neuroimmune system. The mast cells are known for their role in allergy and anaphylaxis. Mast cells play important protective role as well, being intimately involved in wound healing, angiogenesis, immune tolerance, defense against pathogen, and vascular permeability of brain tumors. Mast cells play a key role in inflammatory processes. When activated, mast cells either selectively release piecemeal degranulation or rapidly release anaphylactic degranulation mediators or compounds that induce inflammation from storage granules to the local micro environment. Mast cell can be stimulated to degranulate by allergens through cross-linking with immunoglobulin E receptor, that is FcRI. So in this animation you can see the allergen, it comes, it binds with IgE. This is stimulating the mast cell granules to release the inflammatory mediators. Then IgE is very important, right? There is a cross-linking of the IgE with the help of allergen and ultimately release of mediators like histamine and heparin is there by the mast cell. Last cell is the dendritic cells. The dendritic cells, also known as DC cells, are antigen presenting cells. They are also known as accessory cells of the mammalian immune responses. Their main function is to process antigen material and present it to the cell surface of the T cells of the immune cells. They act as messenger between the innate and adaptive immune system. Dendritic cells are present in those tissue that are in contact with the external environment, such as skin, where there is specialized dendritic cells known as Langerhans cells, and the inner lining of nose, lungs, stomach, as well as the intestine. Once activated, they migrate to the lymph nodes where they can interact with the T cells and the B cells to initiate and shape the adaptive immune response. At certain developmental stages, they grow branched projections and the dendrites that give the cell its name, that is dendritic cell. So they develop from the hemopoietic stem cell. Different types of the dendritic cells they are there. For example, Langerhans cells, then interstitial dendritic cells, then myeloid dendritic cells, and lymphoid dendritic cells. So these are different cells of the immune system. Last but not the least, that is the NK cell, that is the natural killer cells. Natural killer cells, they are large granular lymphocytes and a type of cytotoxic lymphocyte critical to the innate immune system, and it belongs to the rapidly expanding family of innate lymphoid cells. It represents 5 to 20% of all circulating lymphocytes in the human. The role of NK cell is analogous to that of cytotoxic T cells in the vertebrate. NK cells provide rapid response to virus infected cells and other intracellular pathogen, acting at around 3 days after infection, and respond to tumor formation. NK cells are unique as they have the ability to recognize and kill stressed cells in absence of the antibodies as well as the MHC molecule, allowing for much faster immune response. That is, the stress cell, even without the binding with antibody or the MHC molecule, can be killed with the help of natural killer cell. They are named natural killer cells because of the notion that they do not require the activation of cells, right? This role is especially important because harmful cells that are missing MHC1 markers cannot be detected and destroyed by other immune cells like the T lymphocyte. So the cells without MHC and antibody interaction can also be killed with the help of the NK cells. They are part of innate immune system. So in this diagram you can see this is NK cell and this is the cell with MHC class 1. If MHC class 1 receptor is present, it will not lead to the death of the cell. It becomes normal. But if the NK cell, it binds with the infected cell and it is not having the MHC class 1 molecule or 2 class 2 molecule, then too it leads to the lysis of the cell. So any stress cell without the MHC class 1 can also be triggered to lysis because of the NK cell. So I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.